Founded in 2018,
Shenzhen Simagic Technology
provides driving simulation equipment. The company is headquartered in
Shenzhen, China.
which allows it to produce their gear at a lower cost than other companies in the industry. Today we will be taking a look at the gear offered by Simagic, with Simagic being such a new company in the market and may have yet to prove itself to sim racing fanatics like yourselves. As you'll find out as to why choosing an authorized distributor is the best thing you can do when buying Simagic gear. Is the gear worth your money? Stick around and find out. Before we get this video started, I want to give a huge shout out to Douglas Thompson, also known as Sleepy Pants Sim Racing, and Sim Racing Pros. They are the ones who provided us the gear for us to test, and without them, this wouldn't be possible. Make sure to check out his channel. He uploads great sim racing and real life rally content, and is a genuinely good person. Don't forget to check out Sim Racing Pros website and official Simagic distributor. The links will be in the description below. Made out of an aluminum body and suede grips, the GT4 wheel feels and looks high-end as it should, with a high price tag coming in at $640 US, having over 20 programmable buttons, 8 programmable RGB buttons, and wireless capabilities. The GT4 wheel should satisfy their target market. Feel that.
Oh wow, that's sick.
Simagic's unboxing experience is really well done. The products are contained in a hard foam, so you can be assured that they won't arrive damaged. Priced at $620 US, the Alpha Mini wheelbase was jointly developed with 5-pole servo motor. Weighing over 6.35 kilograms,
That's really heavy.
this little sucker packs a punch, offering 10 Newton meters of maximum torque, a very good quick release system, a decent amount of mounting options, and wireless power using 2.4 GHz independent channel to mitigate interference with most electronics. Keep that 2.4 GHz channel in mind, as we will explore this later on. Nevertheless, this is a really great price for what you're getting.
Oh wow, it's really cool.
The Simagic P2000 pedals, on the other hand, are very hit and miss. The standard S1000 3-pedal set starts at $740 US and offers high degree of adjustability, which is great for the end user. The material quality also feels like it's at that price point. However, there are some choices that Simagic made that cannot be overlooked. For example, the length of the wire that they provided may not be long enough for some users, as they may have their own cockpit with no need for the base plate. Furthermore, the cables feel like they came from a toy out of Dollar Tree or Poundland, with some of the wires exposed in the ends.
It looks pretty high end.
Yeah, definitely very high end, you know. This is
Aside from these cables are exposed though, I don't know,
Yeah.
this is very high end to me.
yeah, that's
Like,
not very high end.
If you're gonna be paying a pretty penny for these, I would not want these cables to be exposed like this. I mean, like, these are very easily, you could like could cut themselves.
Yeah, and this actually feels very cheap right here. This
Also over here too, if you look
Yeah.
at it. I don't know if you guys are looking at it.
oh yeah, that's kind of shot.
Yeah, I don't know why it's exposed like this.
Yeah,
Like if you
that's-
keep twisting this thing is gonna break. Let's just take a look at the other ones. Maybe the other ones are not the same. Oh, all of them are the same.
those are absolutely exposed.
Same thing with these ones,
Yep.
and over here too.
Yep.
Look at this.
This end is not terrible. If I were to use these pedals in the long run, I would highly suggest adding additional sleeving, but with a caveat in mind, as we will explore later on. As soon as you get on the Simagic page, it's in Chinese. What you go do is scroll down real quick and just click on English mode, change it to English. Go ahead, scroll up, support and download. This is where you'll find all your drivers, all the downloads and attachments that you need for your Simagic product. When we were first initially trying to get set up with the Simagic wheel, we ended up downloading the Racing Manager software. We saw a couple of videos online, but for some reason that wasn't working for us, so what we ended up doing was downloading the Alpha Manager software. However, that did not work either. We had to go back to the drawing board and then re-download everything, clean, fresh install, and then bam, it ended up working just fine. My one gripe with the software is that it does not come bundled like the Fanatec software does. For example, we downloaded the Simagic pedal controls and the Alpha Manager software, which are used to calibrate the wheel and the pedals separately. If it was all combined into one, that would be such a blessing. Simagic, please listen and find a way to combine that software, because it will make the software experience much better for everybody. The software offers a high degree of adjustability, and if you're looking for a video to go deep into the analysis of the software, I'd suggest you watch Sim Racing Garage's video on the Alpha Mini. The wheel is a huge improvement over the Fanatec CSL-DD. However, that comes with a couple of differences that could prove to be harder for some to take on. Tuning the wheel to your particular liking could prove to be more time consuming and a big learning curve for some, especially for newcomers into sim racing who would like a plug and play experience, like that of the Logitech and at cases the Fanatec CSL-DD. Be rest assured that there are plenty of videos on YouTube that can show you how to tune the wheel and get a desirable feel out of it. When we were first getting started with the wheel, it felt as if it had a massive gear stuck in it, putting out too much force feedback that could be used better elsewhere. However, after watching a couple of videos, we dialed in the wheel to extract the maximum feedback and realism we desired. What we really enjoyed out of it was cranking the hell out of the force feedback, as we were not used to the 10 Newton meters of force on the Alpha, especially on rally courses. You'll feel it kicking you around everywhere as if you were a piece of Play-Doh. I got it. We had a blast playing with this guy. For sure, we would definitely recommend it just for that sole factor. What is mind-blowing is that when you play with regular cars like a Ford Focus, which my brother has in real life, it feels very similar to driving the actual vehicle. It's so strange how you can feel the weight of the vehicle, especially in the back, which is something I wasn't expecting. It does a phenomenal job at that. On the other hand, when you're driving GT3 vehicles, it's so easy to adjust when the car is slipping out, as the wheel jerks you back and corrects itself. You can really catch every little detail that the car is doing with the Alpha Mini. If you played ACC and tried driving the Jaguar, you know how difficult it can be to drive. I've been driving that particular car with a CSL-DD, and for a fact you have to be really careful on the throttle so you don't end up slipping out. The pedals do take some time tuning, as you can tune them to whichever liking you desire, even tuning them so that hull can brake 100% of the way. The pedals, especially here, do such a great job at maintaining speed and braking power. Combining that with the wheel and it's game over, you're onto a whole new level of immersion. The biggest difference I've noticed so far with the higher price point gear is the adjustability and customizability that it allows for. Having the freedom to adjust every single detail to your liking is definitely something worth paying for, as it can give you a higher level of satisfaction and immersion when driving any vehicle. If I had the choice between this and the Fanatec ecosystem on raw feeling alone, I would 100% choose the Simagic ecosystem.
And now we've tuned in the wheel, we tuned in the pedals, actually experience how it's supposed to be. What's your recommendations regarding the value that you're spending on this and the quality? Do you think it's a good dollar value per quality?
Let me put this in finance terms here. Economic utility is the total amount of satisfaction experienced when a product or service is consumed. There are 6 types of utilities in economics, but for this I will focus on form, possession, and time. Form utility states that you derive utility from a product from the different forms that it can possess. For example here, if I want to purchase a rally wheel, I can go ahead and do that. Possession utility is a type of utility that is maximized when we have the product in our hands. Why I bring this up is because it is very, very important where you purchase your gear from. I will dive deeper into this. You wouldn't want to be left in the dust. Time utility is also increased when we increase the use of the product, for example here, driving it. After doing some more research on the product itself, this may prove to be harder than with other wheels of its class. I will explore this later on as well. They seem to be tied in to a certain extent, but they are quite different. If I solely were to rely on the form and utility, even though I wouldn't be getting as much time on it as I'd like, I'd still derive a lot of value from those factors, so I would highly recommend it on that front. Furthermore, this gives us some time to talk about indifference curves, as we have introduced the basic concepts of utility. Indifference curves, on the other hand, can be plotted with any variable a person desires. In my example, I will be plotting these with consistency on the y-axis and dollars spent on the x-axis. The higher the indifference curve lies on the graph, the more utility you derive from said product. No two indifference curves can touch, and thus, as you purchase another wheel set, you would not be able to drive the other at the same time. This is something I would implore people to use because it would be easy to point out the differences in what you really want. The last thing I want to note here is that since everyone has a different utility curve, no two curves will ever be the same. And thus, if we were to take everybody's utility curve and plot them on a graph, we cannot simply do that because everyone's values are slightly different. And at the end of the day, this is all subjective. One of the biggest factors I hold in mind when purchasing a product is a device's return and warranty policies, and lastly, their safety features. If there is anything I consider a red flag, I make sure to make a note about it so that I can use that in my decision-making process. Let's take a dive into why choosing an authorized distributor is so important. I have been in the finance industry for about 3 years now at this point, and one of my main tasks throughout my jobs has been to conduct due diligence analysis. This entails conducting an entity search to ensure companies are operating legally within their borders. When you head over to Simagic's product page and select the Alpha Mini, scrolling down will reveal a page that states where to buy, revealing the company's authorized distributors. Sim Racing Pros was one of the first authorized distributors in North America. Conducting an entity search within Vancouver reveals Sim Racing Pros, confirming that they are legally operating within their borders, giving us the confidence to purchase from them. Furthermore, Sim Racing Pros have updated their warranty policy to align with Simagic's own warranty service, and in case you end up selling your gear, the warranty is transferable to others as long as you meet the criteria. Simagic's page states that they offer a 1-year warranty. However, to obtain that warranty, you will need to go through an authorized distributor. With that being said, you are in the right hands when you purchase from Sim Racing Pros. When you decide to purchase from an unauthorized distributor, if something goes wrong with your gear, there is no guarantee that they will reach out to Simagic, leaving you and your gear in the dust. If I ever end up purchasing these products, you can be guaranteed that I will be purchasing them from Sim Racing Pros. When researching the Simagic Alpha Mini safety features, I noticed that within their safety manual, they state that you should be at least 15 centimeters away from the motor at all times. After doing more research, I found out a couple of interesting tests conducted by the FCC. Though I can't show the report here on YouTube, I will provide a link in the description so you can see for yourself. Since the Alpha Mini is wireless, it has to comply with FCC regulations on radio frequency exposure. Even though the device passed FCC regulations, they reiterate to the user that they should always be 15 centimeters away from the front of the device and 20 centimeters from the top when in operation. After all, you wouldn't want to cook your family jewels when you're trying to have some fun, that's for sure. Furthermore, there is still a potential that the device could interact with other devices when being closer than 15 centimeters from the front and 20 centimeters from the top. It's important to point this out because pacemakers like Medtronic clearly state you should do your best to avoid these types of radio frequencies, and you should be at least 15 centimeters away from them. I'll have a link to Medtronic's pacemaker report in the description below as well. Moreover, the report clearly states where Simagic should be adding the FCC label to their products, and from what I have seen so far in our testing, no label has been added to that particular model we tested. At the end of the day, we all vote with our money, and choosing the right store to purchase from is very important to maximize our utility of a product. If you've stuck around this far, I have a big surprise for you. If you live within the United States or the United Kingdom, I will be giving away a Logitech Driving Force Pro steering wheel and pedal game controller set. As you know, sim racing can be expensive, and if you want to get started, the Logitech gear is a great way to do so. We believe in expanding the community through any means necessary, and if this can help at least one more person get their hands on a wheel that they cannot afford, then that will be our goal. In order to enter, make sure to comment BOOM down in the comment section below. I will be drawing the winner on a live stream May 29th at 6 p.m. EST. Don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.
Simfin here with SkinRest 13.
Peacing out.